we live? Wait a minute, waiting for stream to go live. Hold on. Did I fix it? Oh my gosh, I think I fixed it. Ah! Okay, hopefully it's working for everyone. I'm still waiting for it to come up on my phone. I'm gonna wait for everyone to say hi. Ah! Oh, my sound's still up on my phone. Okay, nothing like last minute panic. Trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I think all it was, honestly, was just OBS didn't update this morning and my graphics drivers were out of date and it was just the perfect storm, and Java's like, by the way, I need to update too, and it's just like, you couldn't have all told me you needed to make it work beforehand. Oh my gosh, oh my word. Okay, wait a minute, why is the screen on my phone black? That shouldn't be black. Okay, can everybody see the stream? Hang on. Hang on, why is this black? Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Oh my word. Okay, hang on. Let's make sure this is working. Okay, oh wait. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it fixed now. Ah! Yes and yes? Okay, perfect. It's gonna be one of those mornings. Like seriously, I was here like 20 minutes before. I'm like, okay, it's cool. I got all this set up and we'll be all good. Oh, you gotta love technical difficulties. Okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to scroll all the way back, so I'm gonna do a blanket hello because I'm a little flustered, but I'm okay. We're good. We're here now. Deep breath. Whew. I know it didn't seem panicky on your end because I'm just like typing updates, but on my end, I'm just like, I've tried to go live like 6 times and it keeps freezing and I've restarted my computer like twice. Hi, Shannon. All right. Today is Wednesday. And I said I would let you know Wednesday what the plan was for New Year's Eve. And I talked to Steve and we talked about what we're planning, and I think it'll be a little too chaotic to try and stream that night as well. So I will not be streaming on New Year's Eve, but we'll be live again on Monday. But yeah, we're here. We're live. Deep breath. Okay. Oh, it might be loud. Oh, it is loud. Oh gosh, yeah, it's not turned down. My bad. See, I have this whole system that I do whenever I go live, and one of them is turning down the music, and that was not done. Okay. All right, we're good now though. Thank you. We live, we dancing. Yes, we're good. We're good. So yeah, so we're gonna be live today again, but then we'll be live again on Monday. All right, well, we have lost 10 minutes already. So let us jump right in. So on Monday, we started this page. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like I said, I have like a checklist and everything that I do, and yeah, turning down the music is one of them. So we're good. Ooh, corn dogs, that sounds good. We got one of those good ears that's probably blown out now because of the music. All right, let's just start, shall we? Let's go ahead. We're gonna work a little bit on the lily pad today, and then probably some flowers. So let's do juniper lime. Let's do sunflower. Let's do, sunflower, and I'm thinking begonia. Yeah, let's start with that. We're gonna be bringing in some tickle pink probably, but we're gonna start there. So yes, blanket hello to everyone. Thank you for being patient and waiting. All right, so juniper lime, sunflower, and begonia. We didn't use any of these last time, I think. All right. Don't worry, it wasn't that loud? Okay, good. All right, let's see. Tardis has a naked leg. He does have a naked leg. He absolutely does. We'll tackle his naked leg some other day, probably. I'm actually wearing Doctor Who socks today, so yay. Who said we were patient? Shannon's over there, arms crossed, foot tapping. Where is she? She's being late and all the computer rabble. Okay, so we're gonna start with Juniper Lime. How was everyone's Tuesday? Sorry, that threw like, I'm usually like cool and collected, and that just like threw off my, you guys ever see Emperor's New Groove? Threw off my groove! It threw off the Emperor's groove! Do you use a webcam for streaming or your phone? So back in, what was it, chat? November, December, the wonderful, beautiful chat helped me to achieve my goal to purchase a Canon Rebel T8i. So I use a DSLR camera to stream. The secondary camera here, though, this is a Logitech C920. So technically this is a webcam. I think I've used my phone to stream like once. And that was because my internet had gone down. We were living at a place where the internet was not always super reliable. And so I used my Wi-Fi. It was entertaining. It was entertaining. Oh, thanks, Beth. So watching Purgatory here. Oh no, hi Angela. But yeah, so I use a DSLR camera, but I know many of my fellow streamers use a C920. In fact, Colorfully Optimistic Corey, she just got the same camera as well. So I think at some point she will be recording and live streaming with it also. But yes, it's a very handy camera to use. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, so I stream through OBS, and using the camera allows me much more flexibility. For instance, I can zoom in and out without any trouble. If the sun moves or I need to adjust, I can adjust my lighting just with a couple flicks of a button. Yeah, see, I could never get on board with mustard. I just realized something about this lily pad that bothers me. Okay, you see this line that's here? Like if it kept going straight, it would go here. Like it should go like this one, and it should go... Okay, I'm gonna let my OCD ignore it, and I'm just gonna color it as is. We're just gonna ignore it. Yeah, C920 is real good. Yeah, or C922. When did that one come out, Crashes? Hey, Steve, if you're listening, could you grab me a cup of tea? I love you. He might have the sound off, though. He was playing a board game with the kids. Used to dip your fries in mustard. Steve likes to dip his fries in mayo. Get a ruler and add it. Wait, what do you mean get a ruler and add it? I missed it. It was interesting. The C920 was actually out of stock for a while, just because with shortages and everything, it was a little bit hard to get your hands on it. Oh, it's been out for several years now? Oh, okay. My throat tea, please. Thank you. See, isn't he such a good hubby? Yeah, I do ketchup also. When I eat them. I don't recall the last time I had a corn dog. Mostly because also been gluten-free for a while, but tartar sauce. Oh, add the missing line with like a gray pencil. But see, my problem is that this direction, oh no, wait, see, this one's the same way. So I feel like this line should be a complete other direction too. So it's like I want it to follow along the same lines as this one. So I want it to go here, and this one should be like here. I don't know. Yeah, I just realized that. I didn't even notice it. Oh well, we're gonna let it fly. Maybe it's not perfect lines on the lily pad. Maybe it's not. Let's see. What did I do? What did I do on the old one? Did I just ignore it? Yep, I just ignored it. I just rolled with it. All right, we'll roll with it today. We'll roll with it. Okay, so we're still just using Juniper Lime. Yeah, it's possible. It's not like nature is perfectly symmetrical. Just because my head wants it to be doesn't mean it has to be. Although there are some perfectly symmetrical things in nature. You know what's fascinating as far as geometric designs are concerned in nature? Snowflakes. Snowflakes to me are absolutely fascinating. Like, I mean, no one snowflake is the same. And yet you look at any like macro shot of a snowflake and it is like so cool. Okay, so that was Juniper Lime. Now we're gonna jump in with Sunflower, which is a little bit more, it's a pretty big jump from green to yellow. So we're actually gonna be going over the green. And I was thinking today, I realized I didn't talk much about last time about my color choices and why I chose them. So in this particular set, now we did use a little bit of black in his eye from another set, but in this particular set, there is no, like there's a little bit of grays, but there is no black. And I mean, they're pastels, so it's meant to be that way. So when you are shading, one of the things that comes in handy, and we've talked about this in the Color Theory live stream and the Color Theory Let's Talk, is one of the things that you're gonna need to utilize if you're staying within, thank you, Lily. If you're staying within the guidelines of just using this set of pencils, you want to utilize the color wheel. So for your shading on the green, which is why I've been using Tickle Pink, because it is a red violet, there are no strong, like, it's the darkest red that I have chosen. So I wouldn't want to do something like Foxglove, which is kind of a red, or Blushing Rose, or any of those, because they're not dark enough. So when you are shading with a color of the opposite, you know, opposite the color wheel. So opposite of green is red. If you don't have any red violets are good, but you want to choose something that's a little bit darker. So obviously you wouldn't want to color with this and then use something super light to shade it. It wouldn't help all that much. So for instance, when we're using Angelica, the Tickle Pink is darker than the Angelica, which is why we've been using this. It is the darker of all of the magentas / reds that we have in the set, which is why it has been my go-to shading color. Hi, Sheena. The difference between C920 and C22 is that C22 lets you stream 60 FPS at 1080 and 16:9 format. Gotcha. See, here's the interesting thing is that I've actually tried the 4K and the 60 FPS with this camera because it's capable, but it lags. I probably would need to check some settings, but it does lag and it makes it so that it drops frames. So I think it's also has not just to do with your cameras that you have, but the programs and the streaming platforms capabilities. Yeah, the C920 and C22, they're much more affordable, absolutely. For sure, Carol. Yeah, I was thinking about that today because then people might think, okay, well, if you're using this, why aren't you using this to shade or even Pearl to shade? And the reason is because Camellia is too bright and Pearl is too muted. They're not strong enough to stand out against the Angelica. So that is why I chose those colors. I was thinking about that this morning. I was just like, you know, I just went ahead and grabbed them, but I never actually explained why I chose what I chose. All right, so now Sunflower, and we're gonna go over the green we already used. Because this is such a jump from green to yellow, we wanna make sure that we bring in some of this yellow tint on top of the green that we've already placed. Now we chose to use the Juniper Lime a little bit because it is physically a darker color than the Sunflower itself. So I wanted to choose as dark a base as I can, and then after we get our 3 colors on, we're gonna go in with a little bit of a Tickle Pink, and then we're gonna layer on top of it again. And that is what we will be using for our shadowy colors. I probably should talk about that process more when I'm choosing colors, but it's kind of like when you're driving and, you know, you've been driving for years and, you know, you make a lane change, you use your turn signal and you just kind of do it without thinking because you've been doing it for so long. And so that's what it's kind of like sometimes. It's like driving or, you know, like they say, like riding a bike, like it's just sort of instinct, I suppose. But most of it just comes with practice. I have a question for you. I had a request in my email. I can't remember who sent it, but they had a request for a let's talk about paper and printers. Now, I mean, I just use the printer that I have, but I do understand how some of the ink works, you know, some versus others. Is that something, do you think that you all would be interested in? A let's talk about paper and printers? I have the Canon TS8120, but that one, you can find it on Amazon, but it's like ungodly expensive now because it's not one that they make anymore. Yeah, I don't even know, do I have a link for it maybe? Try exclamation point printer or exclamation point print. I might have. Yes, paper, you have a Canon too? And scanning, I tell you, my scanner, like I've had issues. So I actually have two printers. The one that I'm using now is one that Canon actually gave me. And I have another Canon. It was like the series right before this, but both of them, the scanners only work about 50% of the time. But once I do get it scanned in, because I did have somebody ask me in the comments of the last video how I go about scanning it in and then lightening the lines. My only issue with that is that the way that I do it, yeah, perfect. I do have a command for it. Okay, cool. I do, like, the stuff that I use for it isn't as readily accessible for everyone. So it's like, I don't have a solution for you. Like, I haven't tested them out or tried any apps that get it as clean as I like it. So like, I use Adobe Photoshop. But that doesn't really help the average person because the average person, unless they have a job, because my other job works with web design. And so I need Adobe products for that. And so I have those. But if you don't have Adobe, then I don't know how helpful it would be to everyone, you know? Hi, Mandy. Hi, Kennedy. A standalone scanner. Okay. So I just don't know how helpful my suggestions would be, you know? Okay, Begonia. I mean, I guess I could put it out there, and then that way, maybe if people were curious how I did it, I suppose it would answer the questions. But then also, there's a bit of a gray area too with like scanning in coloring books. I mean, I guess I do it personally all the time, but you know, I don't know. It's an interesting, yeah, I know some people do that. And then there's like some apps, like I know, like, wasn't there a coloring app that like can take pictures of coloring pages and change it? Like make it so can be one that's printed out. It's definitely an idea. It's definitely an idea. All right, I'm gonna use Tickle Pink now. Yeah, that's fair. And mine's like just a printer scan, I almost said scanner. Printer scanner combo, but having it helps immensely. PDFs like Johanna's. Well, Lily, have you ever checked out Etsy for coloring pages? Like Christine Karen, you can find almost all of her images on Etsy. You're gonna find loads of PDFs on Etsy. There's already a color pencil picker that will tell you what colors are in pictures. Oh, that's cool. Aw, yay, Ev. Whoa, Lily. Lily. Can someone type an exclamation point Etsy? Lily, your world is about to change. Do not do that to her. Oh, Lily. Oh, Lily, my dear. Your whole just like horizon of coloring pages has just do not. Oh, no. All right. Lily, there are so many. Hi, Nanimo. So not just me, but okay. I want you to get a pen and paper. All right, pen and paper. Some names to check out. Christine Karen. Oh gosh, poor Lily. Christine Karen. That Etsy link, that's for my shop. Let's see, Hannah Carlson does some. Who else do I have on my favorites list? Yeah, it's this just exploded. Goodbye, Lily's bank account. Hang on, I don't have too many shops favorited because a lot of times I'll just link things, but okay, so hang on, I am just gonna drop. I only have like 6 or 7 of some of my favorites. Hang on, Lily. I want you to, and anybody else too. Anybody else too. You guys can save these links. Okay? Yeah, Mariola Bedeck. Coloring Chicks. Yep. All right, so there's that one. I can't pronounce some of these names, so that's why I'm just linking them. Okay, here we go. This one. Hang on. Hang on. Chris Chang. Chris Chang does her own pages. Yeah, Julia Speary. There's so many of them. So many of them. I'm just linking the ones that I have up here. Like I said, there's only a couple of them, but these are the ones that I frequent. So screenshot these or write these names down, Lily. You are going to be spending the afternoon on Etsy. It's good. Okay, I'm almost done. Like I said, some of these I can't pronounce. Let's see, this one. Hang on. There's just 2 more. 2 more. Thank you, Steve. Hang on. This one's called Yalza. And there's such a wide range of colorists on Etsy. Okay, last one. Laura Rafferty. Okay, there's a bunch of them. That's only some of them. Like, the sky's the limit here. Thank you, Steve.
Where do you want?
Just got a coaster there.
Your sharpener looks surprised.
My sharpener is... Steve saw my sharpener. He says it looks surprised. It's a very surprised sharpener. It's surprised that Lily's never heard of PDFs on Etsy. From the get-go. And he says, oh, how could you not know? So many printouts available. And yes, I just animated my sharpener. Oh no, I got sharpener stuff on my paper. Yes, yeah, because some of them have PDF books available. What was it? Matt Davidson, isn't he? Matt Davidson? Something. But seriously, oh my gosh, so many. So many. You are gonna go down the rabbit hole. Okay, all right, back to it. Tickle Pink. But yes, so that gives you the option for printing them out. I'm gonna pretend like that snap didn't happen. Until she discovers handmade watercolors. Etsy's like the YouTube rabbit hole. Exactly. Yup, I doomed. Yeah, there are so many talented illustrators. Here's the interesting thing though. I actually searched the other day for adult coloring pages on Etsy, and it actually came up with a lot of the same artists. So you kind of do have to go down to the rabbit hole to dig some of them out. It was really interesting because oddly enough, and I was so surprised, on Corey's stream on, what was it, Sunday? She was doing a giveaway and I entered it. I was just like, 32, why not? And I actually won like $10 worth of Etsy PDFs and I was just like, holy heck. Well, cool. So I was excited. So I ended up getting, I almost did it. Christine Karen's new one, the baker lady with the little croissants. I'd almost purchased that myself, actually, because I know she just came out with that book, but I got that one. And then I think it was an African Queen one. And then, I forget what the third one was, but it wasn't a Christine Karen. It was a different one. And remember who warned you, right? And I was just like, no, come to the dark side. We have PDFs. But yes, so bookmark all those pages and then explore at your leisure. But actually, Lily, are you in the Discord? If you are, we should have people post their favorite Etsy stores in the self-promo channel so you could just revisit it whenever you want. Guilty as charged. She warned her. I was the one like handing her the suspicious cookies from the cookie jar. But yeah, there is a whole world of it. And like I said, even Hannah Carlson has some. I don't know if Kirby Rosanne's has one. I don't think he does. Because you can't yeah, I don't think he does. He's got them mostly in his books. But Christine Karen does have them available in book format on Amazon. But I think I still prefer to buy them anyway because I would just scan them in and do them that way. So when I'm with the colors these are, it definitely does come out a little bit brownish, but that kind of works out because we wanted to do kind of a yellowy kind of lily pad. Although, you know, in reality, lily pads are probably a bit more green, but this is our reality. So enabler, such an enabler, proud and loud. But yeah, so I've always used Canon paper. See, the issue that I have with mine though is that I can't use watercolor on it. I can't remember. I think mine's just a regular inkjet. Steve has one with toner that I could probably print it on where it wouldn't do that because I've got it printed at like a print shop. Gosh, there is a lot of information about it. Maybe I should do that. I have a Prismacolor one in the pipeline for Let's Talk, and I have now moved Let's Talks to being twice, every other week rather than every week, just because I was having a hard time keeping up. So yeah, we could definitely do a paper one. I have 24 artists and 3 diamond painting supply shops and 2 handmade watercolor shops are my favorite shops. I love it. Not at all. I think Shannon is very restrained. Not. Just about choked on my coffee. Steve brought me my tea. He's such a good hubby. That's hilarious. Okay, so now we're gonna go back in with, because I don't want the pink to show through. The idea is it's meant to give it contrast, to give it depth. And with it being pastel, we can't go too strongly. And what is funny is I don't use watercolors. I've never tried the handmade watercolors. I don't think I use them enough to make it worth it. Okay, juniper lime. I think more than anything else, if I have any other time aside from coloring and spending time with the kids, working, all that kind of stuff, is I really want to, all right, here's my resolution for 2022. Etsy artist. Ooh, I could combine it, Beth. Shannon, what do you mean? Beth, that's a really good idea. We could do a Let's Talk that's on paper, printing, and Etsy artists. Oh, that's good. In that case, you guys, do me a favor. In the self-promo channel, I want you to link your favorite Etsy stores. I'll take a look at them, and then I can take some of those, because I mean, you saw my list is only about 8 people, because those are the ones that I like frequent a lot. So in the self-promo channel in Discord, list your favorite Etsy stores. And actually, if you're watching this back, go ahead and link your favorite Etsy stores in the comments as well, and I'll take a look at them, and then I can add them to that video. That is genius, Beth. I love that. In fact, I think I'll do that for this weekend's Let's Talk. I was going to film that tomorrow, but if you guys go ahead and put your links in, then I can add those and take a look. Obviously, you know, if there's 20 gajillion of them, I can't add them all there, but like I can feature some on the video, and then Shannon, be right back. And then I can put them in the description too. So yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea. We'll do one on Etsy and printers and paper and all of that. Let's see. Supply crazy person ones. I've had really good results with allowing my inkjet page dry for at least 24 hours before culling. This allows me to use water-based markers without smearing. See, I can use water-based markers and all that, but it's watercolors. It's watercolors that that I have an issue with. It bleeds like crazy. But when I go get things printed off at the print shop, then it's not that big of an issue. But yeah, I could put my favorite, right, Alex? No, it's so nice, and I love it. Like, people have questions about Etsy and printing all the time. Like, this is going to be perfect. Because, see, I have, like I said, I have 2 different printers. When Canon sent me this one, so the reason, and I'll probably tell the story in the video too, but the reason that Canon sent me this printer, so I don't know how many of you remember, way back when, Johanna did a collaboration with with Canon, and I had a Canon printer already. It was an older one, but it had access to the cloud, like Canon's cloud, and you could download images to print off there. Well, Johanna had a collaboration, and she released a coloring page through Canon once per season. I'm gonna use water-based markers for my dotting, but now I'm in a rabbit hole. Yeah. So once per season. So there was spring, summer, winter, or spring, summer, fall, winter. And so what had happened is she had said about them, and of course, being the Johanna fan that I am, I immediately went there, printed them, downloaded them, printed them, and then colored them and posted them. Well, I guess the whole campaign, either people just didn't have access to it, or maybe it just wasn't as popular, but I was generally the first one to post an image with it. And there were some that followed along. It just wasn't that many. Well, after the whole thing was over, Canon got in contact with me, and they just said, hey, we want to send you this. And I was just like, wait, what? Like, I had no idea that they were doing that, but I think it was as a thank you for, you know, keeping up with the campaign and posting about it. And I don't know, maybe it's because I was the first one that posted about it, whatever, but I didn't know that that was something they were doing. And they sent me the printer and a signed copy of one of Johanna's books. And I was just like, well, heck yeah, man, you better believe. I was on such cloud nine for that. Like, I was not expecting that at all. Like, it wasn't announced that said, hey, you know, whoever colors the most or whatever else, you know, gets a free printer. And I was just like, what? Because it just, yeah, it was totally out of the blue, blew me away. I was just super excited to color her pages. So use an Epson printer and have no issues with watercolor. Yeah, if it's laser jet, yeah. So needless to say, I was very grateful for Canon for sure. And for printing, it works really well. It's got a feeder in the back and everything. I have it covered in stickers at the moment. Okay. All right, and then sunflower. I mean, not like just weird, but I have some stickers that like Arteza sent. I have it covered in some of my stickers. But yeah. Yeah, if you didn't know, I also sell stickers in my Etsy store. I don't have any sitting in front of me right now. They're all pasted on things, but I do have the stickers. Okay, so we're just trucking along here with this. We might add a little bit of blue to just add a little bit more shadow variation. And again, we'll choose a blue that is darker than the greens that we're using. Okay, and then I only have access to a printer through university, but can't choose the paper. I should probably go to a copy shop or something next time. Yeah, so the copy shop that I go to, it's not like a big box store, because there are some stores that have issues with printing artist images, but I just go to a little local place here, and when I do get it done, I get it printed on like, it's like 120 pound, like I get printed on like a 12 by 18 sheet of paper. Like, it's really specific, but even still, just black and white, like it's not going to cost any more than what you would pay like on Etsy for something. Yeah, maybe I should look into a laser jet printer at some point in the future. Maybe that'll be my next office upgrade, will be a laser jet printer, because that would be nice. That would be really nice. Okay, so for the blue, I feel like hydrangea is gonna be too much. I'm thinking larkspur. Larkspur or blue mist? Larkspur has a little bit, it's a little bit of a warmer blue than blue mist. Blue mist may stand out a little bit more. Now, when I say warmer, what I mean is when you take a look at the color wheel, you have two sides of the color wheel. This is what's going to be called the warm side. This is going to be called the cool side. So what I can see in here, especially like hydrangea and larkspur next to one another. Hi, Terralyn, welcome back. Hydrangea and larkspur next to one another. Hydrangea has a little bit more, it's more on the kind of violet blue side, and larkspur has a little bit of the warmer tones in it. So this is what I would consider a warm blue, and this is what I would consider a cool blue. Oh, nice, Terralyn. So the same thing when you compare blue mist and larkspur, even though their hue level is about the same, it's hue meaning color, their temperatures are different. I would still consider Blue Mist a cool color versus Larkspur, which is a warmer blue. Hi B, hi Carmen, welcome, welcome. So we have a very warm lily pad here. Hydrangea is going to be too dark. Larkspur might also be too dark. So despite the fact that we are using a warm lily pad, I think we're going to give Blue Mist a try for the for a little bit more shadow, and then we'll go back over. But because it's such a cool color on a warm colors, we're gonna go slowly with it. Hi Elizabeth, welcome. Okay, so we're gonna find Blue Mist. Gosh, I'm really excited about that now. So yeah, if you just arrived, hang on, sharpening. We're gonna be doing a Let's Talk soon on printer and paper and Etsy stores. So if you are in our Discord, you can type in, is getting slammed? Good, good. If you are in our Discord, go ahead and in the self-promo section, put in your favorite Etsy stores. And then I will take a look at them and, oh, good, good, good. Yay, Etsy stores. And I will take a look at them and see which ones to add to the video. I wasn't here for the last live stream, so I didn't have a chance to brag about it yet, but I got the 120 brew furnace set for Christmas. Oh, awesome, Tina, I'm so glad. Discord's not compatible with your phone, or no? Well, Elizabeth, if you want to, for those and for those watching back, if you're not in Discord or don't want to be in Discord, or like Elizabeth, don't have compatible technology, you can also put your favorite Etsy stores in the comments below. Now, this is going to be for the video this weekend, so if this is a week later, you can still put your links in there, but please don't have your feelings hurt if I don't use your links or your shops if it's too late from when I put the video together. But you can also put them in the comments below. All right, so Blue Mist. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. So we're going really light, but that's giving that little bit of differentiation. I mean, we're doing pastel colors anyway, so it's going to be light, but we want something subtle. We don't want something super dark and kind of stark, But I like that with that. That's nice. That's the one thing, I said it last stream, I having to kind of change my outlook on it, because my idea is I want to go darker. I want to go much darker, but because we're doing pastels, I have to accept a lighter color palette. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, nice, B. Yeah, this is subtle, but it's working. Our portrait itis, because that's what I love to do. Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of which, Ev, I know I commented already, but I saw your Christine Karen page of the Steampunk Girl. That was so good. How long did that one take you? If you guys haven't seen it, Ev, you posted that on your Instagram as well, right? But it was so, so good. And I know we've mentioned Discord a lot, so if you are interested and you want to join the Discord, it's free, it's open to everyone. You can just type in exclamation point Discord. It's just an extra little kind of platform that's very specific to our community, and you can post all kinds of things there. A day? It was so good. I love crystals and found a few I like. Oh my god, how did I not know all this before? Telling you, it's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. Maybe I'll put a post on Instagram too, to share their favorite Etsy stores, and I can get some responses that way. All right, so we're just careful. I'm not pressing that hard because I don't want it to be that heavy. It's meant to be like a subtle shadow, you know? Oh, nice, Nanimo. Right? She did so good. That's awesome, Ev. Lily, I'm gonna need to sell a kidney or something to fund all of this. Baby steps, baby steps. Now, there's definitely a few artists like Christine Karen who it's like as soon as she releases something new, I'm just like, zoom. Also because whenever she releases something new, it's usually on sale for a limited time in her shop. Because the Santa Wizard we did, that was one of hers. Okay. So we're just slowly kind of building up this shadow. Awesome, Ev. Oh, this, by the way, this was my other nail color I got for Christmas. It seems a fitting New Year's nail color. And I'm wearing my cozy, toasty Doctor Who fuzzy socks that Steve gave me. Okay. All right. So we may add a little bit more in a bit, but what we're going to move on to now... Today, I have yet to pick up a pencil. That's good. You gotta take a break. Gotta take a break. We're gonna do the outline of it. So for this outline, let's go with, we go a couple of roots. Dragon Girl by Daria. Oh, nice. Yeah, Coloring Chicks is good as well. We could go Inca Gold, or we could go Cooler Green, but I kind of want it to stand out from the frog. We could, ooh, all right, here's an idea. Let's actually stick with these colors we've been using, but let's do Juniper Lime and Cowslip. So we'll stay away from the Cooler Green still, but we'll eliminate the middle Sunflower color and the warmer Begonia. And we'll go Juniper Lime and Cowslip. I think that'll be good for the edge. So Cowslip and Juniper Lime. Prepping stuff for doing a video on backgrounds. Oh, nice, Ev. Okay. I think it's the same as your name, right? Did you see the Peacock Girl? I don't think I saw it finished. I saw the feather that you showed. I saw the feather, but I don't think I saw it finished. Okay, so Juniper Lime. Okay. So we're going heavier where we want the color the darkest, and then we're going lighter as we move out so we can blend in the other color, and then we'll be adding some shadowy colors on there as well. Thank you, Beth, for that suggestion. Now I'm thinking about it. This is gonna be a really good video. Still need to do the little inside circles of his little, gosh, what do you call frog, like toad feet? Like cats, it's paws. You know, cats and dogs, it's paws. Or pads. Is there a name? Not for frog legs, but is there a name for the feet? Sorry, I was reading chat. And is there a term for frog feet? It's not flippers. Because that's, you know, fish. Toe beans? Pads? Interesting. I think toe beans, I think. Key cats. Because they do have cute toe beans. Okay. Then cowslip. Fill in the rest of that. Then we'll be definitely using our Tickle Pink for some variation here. Toe beans. Toad beans. They're toad beans. Oh, no, wait, no. Toad beans sounds like toad poos or something. And I didn't just say that. Ugh. I shouldn't say the things that first come to my mind. I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't. You know, I have a pretty decent filter most of the time. Every now and then something escapes. All right, let's use a little bit of Tickle Pink and then we'll go over the greens again. Oh, last comment about giveaways? I did not. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. There's the, how long do you want your episode to be? Let's see. Unless I missed it. Beth, I'm not seeing it. What did I miss her saying that she shouldn't have? Nothing. I said nothing. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Was it a long reply? Sometimes if it's too long, it shows up for you, but the rest of us can't see it. So if it was a longer paragraph, even though it can fit in there, sometimes it doesn't show up. Yeah, but I don't see it. Okay, so let's use Tickle Pink. We were just talking about frog feet, that's all. Nothing to be concerned about. Just nothing to see here. Move along, move along. Frogs have feet that can be padded, fingered, or spaded. Spaded? What does a spaded foot look like? I mean, I know what a spade is, but I'm having a hard time imagining like a spaded frog foot. We're gonna be going back over this with our green. Let's see, let's do this here. Look, I'm always one with no filter. It's nice when someone as proper as you slips up. All right, I said we were talking about names of the feet, and someone said toe beans, and then I said toad beans, and then I said, no, that sounds like toad poos. And then I went, oh, oop. And then I flipping missed it. Webbed feet? Yeah, perhaps. It wasn't bad. It's just, you know, P-O-O-P. I'm always telling little Steve not to say that. And here I am, a grown-up. It won't do light lines? Interesting. I mean, because I lighten it in Photoshop, and then I print it that way. I want to say this was like 30% of what it normally is. Poop, seriously, you can do better than that. Nope, I'm leaving it at that. So this is how dark it was originally. This is how dark it was originally when I printed it just normal, and then this was 30%. 30% of this. Like, it wasn't minus 30%. Literally, the opacity said 30%. Frog feet are called feet. Many people ask what are frog feet called because there are several different types of feet, such as frog webbed or frog webbed feet or frog padded feet. There you go. There you go. Oh, no, I missed that earlier. Thank you. Cupped feet? Hi, Janine. The name spadefoot is derived from the caratineous bone in its hind leg that allows it to bury within the soil. Oh, that's cool. I did say it quietly. I can't help it. It's like whisper it. It's like whenever you go to the doctor for something personal and you have to talk about something personal, you can't help but automatically like lower your voice. Like it's just you and the doctor in the room, but it's just like you're positive that the patient, you know, that's all the way across the hall can hear you talking about something personal, but you still lower your voice because you can't help it. Runaway pencils. All right. It might have been me trying to like force myself to keep it together. All right, so we're using cowslip. All right, let's do a little bit more of our blue. Hi, Marilyn. Let's do a little bit of our blue mist. along the edge of the border here. We've got a cute little Mr. Snail. The printer setting to grayscale light, but you have to go into the printer control panel. Oh, that's cool. See, for the most part, it works well. It's just when I want to use watercolor, because I've done the thing where I let it sit for like 24 hours, but it still just does not want to do it. So I think LaserJet might be the way to go eventually. Steve has a LaserJet printer for his work, but it just doesn't print as cleanly. Like sometimes it leaves like streaks and stuff on the paper. I don't know. It's a pretty big, it's a heavy duty printer meant for like multiple things. You have those that talk to Jack and Jill down the road on speakerphone in the waiting room. Oh my gosh, right? To Jack about Jill, there you go. Okay. There we go. So it's subtle, it is, but we're using pastels, so. Epson has an inkjet printer that's waterproof? Interesting. How much does that kind of printer run? Okay, so we could work on the little bits of the frog, but I think I want to do, what time is it? It's only 11, we still have an hour. Okay, I'll ask you guys, do you want to work on the inside bits of the frog that we haven't worked on yet, like his toes and his tummy and stuff, or do you want to work on flowers? Right, really? Lily, they're so nice. They're, like I said, they're an exercise in changing kind of the way that I think, for sure. I don't know, Crash, just because with watercolors, with clear, with, is it gesso, would it allow the watercolor to absorb? Because that would be a bit of an issue if it doesn't. I just sit, stare, and listen, and when they look at me and shrug and say, oh, I thought it was something important that I needed to know, so I wasn't paying attention. Flowers? Okay, cool. Oh, Beth, okay, cool. I just got your email. I'll look at that after stream. Flowers, okay, perfect. All right, well then let's change up our color palette a little bit. We have our cool colored, let's zoom out for a second. We have our cool colored frog. We have our warm colored lily pad. And then let's kind of change it up and do like some of these warmer colors for flowers. So let's start with kind of these kind of pinky red ones. That's the very technical term for it. So let's start with Amaryllis and Snow Waffle. Yeah, let's just start with Amaryllis and Snow Waffle. It's a funny name, Snow Waffle. All Epson ink is waterproof. Oh, okay. No, Allie, my plan is to use all pastels. Besides, I think if I were to use anything darker now, it would make it look kind of weird and off. Epson Workforce Pro 4830 is what I got. The ink is Q, whichever you buy, make sure it's compatible with the waterproof ink. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Crash's leg! Right, Snow Waffle, it's hilarious. Okay, Amaryllis is next to Foxglove. So we have Amaryllis and Snow Waffle. And I think that's all we'll start with. We might include Tickle Pink again though. Okay, so let's do this flower right here because I think I want to do this one in like more of a yellow maybe. We'll see. But we're gonna start with this little fella right here. Okay. Let's give it just a quick pointed sharpen here. There we go. All right, so Amaryllis is what we're gonna start with. Okay. And Snow Waffle is considerably lighter, but yeah, so I wanted to do the whole thing in pastels to kind of just exercise using all of it and kind of seeing what the image looks like in the end. Okay, so I'm going pretty light to begin with because Snow Waffle is a very light pencil. So I'm making sure that when I fade out this color, it's going to allow for the lightness of that. So heavier at the tip and then lighter as I go in. And then we'll add some other colors to add some kind of depth and shadow on it as well. So think of this as like our base colors. Okay, so I'm going nice and light. And then we're gonna add in Snow Waffle. I live in a tiny double-decker shoebox, oh no. Hi Ruthie, how are you? All right, Snow Waffle. See, that was a nice transition for it. Then we can feel free to add a little bit more. So now let's go back in with our amaryllis. There we go. And a little bit more. There we go. I mean, it's all gonna be pretty light. Like, it looks like my camera is washed out, but it's not. This is all just super light. Is that a song? I feel like I should know this. All right, so let's see. And they spelled this amaryllis with one L. That does bother me a little bit because the actual flower is two L's, isn't it? Is Epson Durabright ink any print that takes ink? Okay, ever since I joined this amazing group, I'm doing color in ways I never thought I would, and I love it. Oh, that's awesome, Lily. I'm so glad. You know, honestly, I'm the same way. Like, that was the reason I started joining like social media for coloring initially, is because I got my first Johanna book, Enchanted Forest, and I remember telling Steve, I was just like, I sure wish I could see, you know, how other people are coloring theirs just to get some ideas, you know? And then I discovered Facebook groups and it all just kind of went from there. Oh yes, Amarillo is a city in Texas, yeah. Oh, of course, it looks so good, Ev. It was one of those ones that made me stop for a second on my scrolling and go, wait, what? It was so good. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back over on this side. Am I still in frame? Yes, we are good. There we go. Alex, how's the snow holding up? Wait, was Alex here? I can't remember. I'm just talking to her anyway. It's cool. Right, Janine? Got my tea over here. Of course, I suppose that's a little dangerous having it close to the page. I'll be careful though. Right? They're so fun. Like I said, I almost did the Christine Karen one instead of this one. But I really wanted to do markers with it, and I was just like, and I couldn't see, I felt like if I wanted to use pastels for whatever stream we did, and I felt like these would be too light for a skin tone, you know? So I was just like, all right, we'll save the Christine Karen one, even though I really can't wait to color it. But then I saw this, and I was just like, oh my gosh, okay, this is gonna be perfect for it. There we go. Lawns and parks still have snow. That's awesome. Well, isn't it supposed to snow again? I was looking at the Farmer's Almanac for 2022, which, you know, it's not 100%, but they do base it on science, you know, on what they predict based on past weather patterns and all of that, etc. And it looks like Texas may actually not get any snow this year, which I'm a little disappointed. I wouldn't mind a little bit of snow, but I just don't want snowpocalypse again. Possibility for more, yeah. We still have a foot of snow, ridiculous low temps for our area. Oh no! Have you been to Ryan's Bakery? I still want to try some of his creations. Wait, Ryan's Bakery? Is that an online shop or somewhere local? Aw, you'll get to color when you get off work? No, that's fair, Lily. Snow and I have a love-hate relationship. I'm usually pretty good with it, Snow Waffle, but last year, Texas did not handle the snow very well at all, and we were without electricity for like 2 days, and we were without running water for 5 days. Now, the running water was part of the issue of where we were living at the time. Frozen pipes and people not being smart about cold weather. But yeah, we were without electricity for a while, and that was not something I wish to reenact. The funny thing is, though, is little Steve tells us all the time how much fun it is and how he wants to do it again. All right, Wisteria. Like, all he remembers is us all snuggling up under blankets and playing Animal Crossing. Oh, Rochester, New York. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to choose Wisteria. It's a warmer of the purples, and I wanted to try and see what I could do for purples for the shading. So, Wisteria. We're gonna go light because I don't want to go too heavy. But I just tell Steve, I'm like, I guess that just means we did our job during all of that. You know, they just were having a blast doing all the snuggles and video games, you know? They weren't worried or stressed at all about the fact that it was like 40 degrees where we inside the house. Right, Shannon? Like, can we do that really scary thing again? That was like super awesome, actually? I'm like, wait. Right, B? Absolutely. Well, I guess the entire grid was like minutes from full complete shutdown, where everywhere attached to that grid would have just been down permanently. That was just, I mean, we were literally shoveling snow so we could flush our toilet. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, it was just, thankfully we had enough food and we had enough water and everything, but like, I'm telling you, I did not get to shower for 5 days. It was not pleasant. So the Nintendo Switches, Allie, they are handheld battery power games. And so they ran on battery power, and we didn't need internet to play the games. So yeah, that was, because every now and then they had the rolling blackouts. So we got lucky enough that every now and then the power would come on for like 20 minutes and then it would be off again for like 6 hours or whatever. But it gave us just enough time to charge up our devices enough so that we weren't completely out of touch for all of that. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Be Familiar. Wait a minute. Be Familiar. Did you change your name? Or wait, are you a new member? Because I don't recognize your name, but you're a member, so I should know this. Hold on. Hold on. No, you just did. Did I miss that? Oh, it was 19 hours ago. Okay, so it wasn't when I live. Well, Be Familiar. You're going to get some hypes because I just saw that. Well, thank you. Can we get some hypes in chat for Be Familiar for the membership 19 hours ago that I totally missed because it was offline? So hypes in chat for Be Familiar and some hype emotes. And you can now use all of these handy dandy emotes in chat. There you go. And whenever we have new merchandise in the Etsy store, you will get a special members only coupon code. Hi, Ambient. Yes, we are live. Hurricane doesn't really slow us down, but snow will kill us, right? This is when it's Hurricane I came through in Dayton. We lost power for 6 days. Oof. Yeah, that's rough. Taking home from work and I was able to catch the second half of this video. I had the pencils and I was wondering how to use them. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you. But yes, so we're layering them and going slowly, and I printed the lines on the paper really light so they don't overwhelm the light colors, but yeah. And welcome, thank you so much. Pacific time, it would have been Well, it should have been 8 a.m. Pacific time, but I had some technical difficulties at the beginning, so we were about 10 minutes late. But yeah, so it's 10 a.m. Wednesday time. Aw, thank you. I'm so glad. Well, we are live regularly Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. U.S. Central Time, and then Wednesdays at 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time. And then every other week we'll have a Let's Talk upload, and then in between that, when we have reviews and stuff, those go up as well. We also have a Discord community. We have a Discord community, if you're familiar with Discord, where it's kind of where the conversation keeps going after stream is over, and we have a Facebook group and all that good stuff. So feel free to check those out as well. Where can I check the calendar? But I have a hard time converting sometimes. No, it's okay. And I don't know. There's like Sammy's not really streaming anymore. And I think there's been some changes. I'm not quite sure the updates on it. We lost power in the middle of summer due to a hurricane. Talk about stinky 3 days and no shower. Yeah, I mean, thankfully I had some dry shampoo and stuff, and you know, Steve and the kids were pretty flexible, but by the time that 5 days rolled around, I was like, please, I just want to take a shower. Well, and the worst part is my family tried to get us into a hotel during all of that, but then our car died because it was so cold outside and it was so icy, so we couldn't get the car started, and because it was so icy, there were no car services anywhere, so we were literally like stuck. Unless we wanted to try and, you know, hike all the way across town to find some place that, you know, actually had electricity. So we were full on just stuck there. Like it was not pleasant, but you know, whenever I actually made coffee over the fireplace until of course the fireplace stopped working and then, you know, backed up CO2 into the house, which we quickly aired out and didn't use that anymore. So it was an ordeal, man. It was an ordeal. I do not relish going through that again. But if we had just like a day of snow, I think the kids would love that. But it looks like I said, according to Farmer's Almanac, it looks like it will just be kind of wet and chilly. And the colder weather will happen in like January. Came up from the Gulf of Mexico into Ohio, yeah. Okay. For under the lily pad, let's go ahead and grab the... No, that's fair, Ambient. Let's go ahead and grab Larkspur. I want it to be a little bit different for under the lily pad. So let's give it a quick sharpen. There we go. And I want the shadow to be just slightly different than the rest of it. There we go. A little bit of a shadow underneath. And then let's see, we did Amaryllis. Let's grab Blushing Rose. It's just a tad bit darker than Amaryllis. True Hue is the name of her channel. Okay, so Blushing Rose is what we're gonna do. Nobody saw that? Nobody saw that. Nothing happened. We're gonna do on the edge. I don't want to do just this one solid color all the way throughout, so we're gonna leave spaces for a secondary lighter color. Which is saying something considering how light these already are. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm in concentrate mode here. Okay, there we go. All right, and then let's do, oh yeah, no worries, you're good. Let's do peach cream, I think. Let's see, is this one peach cream? Yes, it is. Okay, let's give it a quick sharpen. There we go. And for those of you just coming in, welcome. We were discussing earlier about printers and Etsy stores. So if you are a part of the Discord, there is a channel in there called Self Promo. I'm going to be doing a Let's Talk that's going to involve Etsy stores. So if you have favorite Etsy stores that you like to print your coloring pages from, put them in the Discord. Or if you're not part of the Discord or don't want to be, put them in the comments of the video, because I'm going to take a look at all of them, and then some of them will get added to the video for this weekend. So check that out for sure. Yeah, well, and sometimes, like, when you subscribe and notifications are on, like, it goes to, like, I forget what the term is, but basically you want to turn your notifications to all. All right, we're going to use Blushing Rose again, because otherwise then it's, like, only specific stuff, which I don't really know what falls under that specific category, but... True Hue, True space Hue, True Hue. That is Angela's channel. So I'm just going over this color here to make it pop a little bit more. Here we go. All right, let's grab our Amaryllis. And now that we have this kind of outside one, I want to darken this up just a little bit. Elizabeth, thank you. Making some hypes in chat for Elizabeth. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Or if you don't have access to those emotes, you can type in !hype. I had alarms when I was off work for a month. Now I can only attend weekend and evening live streams outside of breaks, so I deleted all the weekday alerts from my calendar. Ah, that's fair. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. You're so sweet. All right, let's take Amaryllis, and I want to go a little bit darker now. There's nothing wrong with adjusting the level of your color on your palette, like, as you go along. And that's the nice thing about going light, is that when you're going light, you can always add more layers afterwards. It's when you start kind of blending and burnishing that it becomes a bit more of an issue. You are so sweet, Elizabeth. Thank you. Okay, so Amaryllis. Oh, and Colorfully Optimistic, Corey, she put out a video today that was a thank you for her holiday gifts as well as a face reveal. So if you are following her and you haven't yet, be sure to go over and show her some love, some thumbs up on her face reveal video. Super exciting. Okay. All right, I think I'm pleased with those petals for now. I mean, it's all pretty light anyway. I guess we can go over just a little bit of the wisteria. Oh, Ev. Thank you, Ev. We get some hypes in chat for Ev. Sweet lady. ! Hype. Probably not, Dee. I mean, it's not a huge secret what I look like. If for those of you who've been around for a while, I mean, I've shown my face a couple times. Like, I've shown my picture a couple times. It's no, like, huge, great secret.
_Emily
but
Steve : Emily Hello : Emily Snap :
don't feel the need, I suppose.
Low :
It's not like a self-conscious thing by any means, but I think it's more of a, I appreciate a certain level of anonymity, I guess.
Emily Wow :
Like I said, it's no big secret. I've posted pictures of myself on, like, my Instagram before. I don't have them on there anymore, but no, it's not a plan that I have. Okay. Wisteria. What's the other woman's voice? Wait, what other woman's voice? Did you see her video on Ergosoft, Corey's channel? I don't think I did. Wait, what scared you? The only voice in here is mine. Oh, that, yes. Yes, it's an auto, like if we, like here, I'll replay it real quick.
Since it's been a while. _Emily Steve
Yeah.
_Emily hello _Emily snap
I was like, wait,
_Emily
what?
low
Yeah, that's for the
Emily heart
alerts. The
Emily
computerized
hype
voice.
Emily
It
box
reads them. And so
Emily coffee
when she adds emotes,
Emily
it adds the
Emily rainbow Emily Paul
it reads it.
Emily
So
Paul
technically
Emily
you could
Paul.
type in a message there and it would read it off. I was like, what other woman's voice? What are you talking about? Oh, I forgot about that. Ah, that's hilarious. And I don't think so. Did Corey do a video on Ergosofts? I'm gonna have to go take a look at that. I missed it. Colorfully optimistic. Ooh, I don't know that I have a command for Corey. I think I need to, maybe I do. Because I know I did a Let's Talk with her. Let's see, exclamation point Corey? Maybe? Oh, I need to go take a look at that. I must have missed that one. Nope, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I need to make Corey a command. Exclamation point, Corey. There we go. All right, it's sticky noted now. It's written in pastel colors, but it's sticky noted. I know we've gone over this flower like a lot and it doesn't seem like we've done much, but it's just because the pencils are so light, it's hard to do anything like super contrasting, you know what I mean? But again, that's just like reframing your brain to work with pastel pencils. Like, you know that it's not gonna be super dark, you know what I mean? Oh, really? Okay, gosh, I'm gonna have to go watch that then. When did she, how long ago did she post that? Was it like over the Christmas week-ish? Pencil snapped and hit her in the eye, and that too, oh no! Aw, thanks, Tina. Oh no, I can't, pencil in the eyeball is never good. Okay, let's grab Inca Gold. Inca Gold. We're gonna press a little bit harder. Okay, gonna do these little, in fact, because we've got this black around it, we're actually just gonna do this kind of around it. There we go. All right, and then let's grab Mimosa. 2 days ago? Okay, yeah, I'm still in the Christmas-like mess. I'll have to go take a look at it then. All right, I'm glad it hasn't been too long. All right, Mimosa. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go take a look at that. And I did do those sides, so let's do a little bit of the sides here so that it stays consistent at least. There we go. All right, let's do, let's grab our Tickle Pink. Hi, Angela, we were just talking about you. We're talking about your channel. All right, we're doing Tickle Pink. Okay, and then let's grab Tickle Pink here for these little things here. See, that's so much darker than this. We may need to darken up these petals a little bit because now this thing is standing out way more than the rest of it, and that was not my intention. So we're gonna use Tickle Pink over the top of that and darken up these petals just a little bit so that we stay semi-consistent here. Nothing wrong with altering the plan. I find I do that more and more when I'm coloring with pencils that I'm not as familiar with. Like, let's just take an hour to color this one flower. It's cool, it's cool.
How do you like Castle Art Pasteltints? They are a trip for sure. Like, I am having to reframe how I think about things a little bit because, like, I want it to go so much darker, but because they're pastel, I have to work that much harder to make sure that it's balanced and we're still getting contrast. So it's taking some mental adjustment for sure. Let's see. Oh, wait, like in the mug or coffee grounds, what I miss? I mentioned you because she wasn't real sure on pencil sharpeners. I told her that you directed to the Norse Club and it was good for me. Yes, the Norse Club is perfect for that one. Absolutely. Are they good pencil? Yeah, they're really good. They're really good for sure. In fact, I would recommend, like, if you were thinking about investing in the Holbeins, I would recommend, now I don't have the Holbeins, I've never used them, but I was thinking today that the Castle Art Pasteltints are, I think, a great way to test out how you would feel about a Holbein set before actually investing in something as expensive as the Holbeins. Just because for me, the Holbein is a huge set. Like, I'm okay with this level set, but I don't know that I would invest in a whole set of the Holbeins just because it's hard to color with only pastels. And they definitely feel a little bit different than the regular Castle Arts. I feel like they changed the quality a little bit too. Okay. All right. We're trucking along here slowly but surely. It only took us 30 minutes to color that one flower. Oh, awesome. Which, the Marco Renoirs or Marco Raffines? Oh, they have a metallic set? You have a second set of Holbeins? Oh my gosh, Ev, that's... How did you end up with 2 sets of them? I feel like you told me this story once before, but I don't remember. I've heard good things about the pastel of. So Sarah Renee Clark did a video that involved those. Do they? I don't know. I just know it's a really large set. We'll just have to test that out. Please do. I've been using my Indra pastels along with you. Oh, I'm so glad, Alex. Went with the pastel love. Yeah, it's a larger set. Yeah. 30 minutes to color some things? Oh, absolutely. All right, let's shift over and let's do an orange flower. So let's grab Coral Blush, Petunia Pink, all I think of is Aunt Petunia from Harry Potter now, and Saffron. Saffron, here we go. Ordered 2 sets when I got them, as well I spent my bonus money. Oh, gotcha, okay. It's an Italian name, cello something, what, like limoncello? Oh, for the limoncello. That's just a drink. For the Marcos. Gotcha. Oh, okay. I have the full Holbeins, and there's definitely a lot of non-pastels. Oh, okay. Sorry, just giving them a quick point sharp here. Okay, let's do this smaller one down here. Oh, actually. Well, do we want to do that one the same color? Let's actually do this flower up here. I want to do this one. Nice size flower. Make sure we're still in focus. Yes, we are. It's so like pale. It makes it look like we're out of focus, but I swear we're not. Pastel 11 ice pencils, no numbers or color names though. Oh yeah, see, that bothers me. Can we see your sharpener in action? Yeah, so it's this one here that I've been using lately. This is the one that I reviewed from Arteza, but I like it because it's small and it's compact and you just pop it right in here. So here, let me grab one that could use a little sharpen, like this one here. So you can put it in this one, but unless it fills the whole thing, it's easy to have it go offside, and I don't want it to like sharpen wonky because this circle is larger. You also have this thing here that can kind of hold it in place, but it still doesn't center it perfectly. So I don't know, so let's zoom in here so you can see. Okay, so you see how this thing opens and shuts here? So when you put the pencil in, okay, like it'll go if I leave it, but basically, do you see where it's holding it? It's not holding it like, let's lighten it a little bit. It's not holding it dead center in the sharpener, so it makes it go off a little bit. So unless you have something like a Caran d'Ache in here, I don't really like to use this side. So I use this one. See if I can, no, I can't let you guys see and hold it at the same time. Then I just hold it and then pull it out and then it sharpens it pretty nice. I have the other ones corded, but they're plugged in across the room. Are they all pastels and I didn't know? I honestly, like I said, so I don't have them. So I just assumed that they were all pastels. There we go. There we go. Oh, Allie, you aren't crazy. No, it's just me. I have a box set of Marcos. They're nice pencils, but nothing like Holbeins. Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. Oh, nice, B. I started on a small pastel set to see if I liked the pencils, and then I bought 150 of them. The only Holbeins I have is a small pastel. I'm afraid to use them. Well, not yet. I'll take your advice and practice my castle art set. Oh, you know, I get that though. I get that because they're so expensive. Like, it's the same thing with, yeah, this one is the smallest one. So if you look at the review, I reviewed 3 of them. One is like a heavy duty one, then there's a medium duty and a light duty. This is the light duty one and it's smaller. So it's gonna be the smallest of all 3. The medium duty and the heavy duty are around the same price, but the light duty is the smaller. And this is battery powered too, so it doesn't have a cord. So, you know, and it also, I suppose you could put rechargeable batteries in it, I think. But yes, so it's something to keep in mind. Has a pencil nurse sharpener she uses that holds a pencil in place and stops when the tip is sharp. Oh, that's cool. Which brand is that? The other one I recommend is the Doll 133. I just haven't used it recently because I've been enjoying this one. Okay, so now let's go ahead and use Coral Blush. Coral Blush. But yeah, I also have like a large, like heavy duty classroom style, like X-Acto one. But that one goes in little Emily's room. The tall stand-up one does have auto stop. Yeah, Doll 133 is absolutely great. Because I think one of the ones, Shannon, you also tried an auto stop one, like a stand-up one, right? But it didn't fit the thicker pencils. It didn't fit the thicker pencils like the Brutes or the Caran d'Ache. Oh, it's USB charged. Interesting. I need to get eyes for my doll. It gets some character, you know? Just like, what do you mean you haven't found PDFs on Etsy? I'm shocked and appalled and now I faint. Also, now I am hungry? I don't know. Sometimes I flash back to myself as a teenager who got a hold of her parents' video camera and just makes, you know, funny faces in the camera. Doll 133 is the way to go. Yeah, it's so good. Office World and AFMAT. Yeah, AFMAT I think was the other one I was thinking of. I had to get an electric one because the time I was being treated for a neck, shoulder, back, and the doll was eared. Ah, yeah, that would do it. I would do it. I want an eye and an eye patch. Oh my gosh, Pirate Sharpener. I need to craft an eye patch. Pirate Sharpener. Yeah, because that was the other thing I tested when I reviewed them was whether or not they could sharpen the larger ones. Because that's the thing. It's like you want a pencil that sharpens good, but it universally sharpens all your pencils, you know? You don't want them to sharpen off center. You have to take into account, do I have to change the blades? Like all of that. Okay, so I'm just doing little lines and kind of flicks. A little to gall. No, and that's good. Yeah, because I also keep on hand these ones too. The Norris and the little 2-holed Stedler. I prefer the Norris now over the Stedler because of the angle at which it sharpens. Exclamation point words. Words are hard. But yeah. It's nice to have a range of them on hand based on what you're doing and what you're using. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're still just using Coral Blush. Yeah, Tanya loves the Tegall. How does the electric not waste your pencil? Because I've learned how long to put it in for. For instance, on the heavy duty one, that one does not have an auto stop. And so when I first sharpened, because I used it to sharpen these pencils when they first came out of the package, and I held my first one in a little long. And so then the next time around when I was sharpening them, I counted the seconds. And at 2 seconds in the sharpener, it wasn't sharp enough yet. But at 3 seconds, it was perfect. So instead, I just counted so that it didn't take away too much. But that is a risk, especially if you have spendier pencils. I wouldn't recommend putting them in an electric pencil sharpener because you have a lot less control over it. So for something like a Pablo or a Lumi, I instinctually would probably still hand sharpen it just because I don't want to waste more than I need to. More for my expensive pencils. Yeah, that makes sense. Hi, Connie. Sounds good. Yeah, 3-second rule, exactly. Hi, Christine. We are using the Castle Art Pasteltints. But like with this one, when it's not full of shavings, I can actually see into it, and so I can see it as it's sharpening, so I can watch it. Now this one, it's like I said, it's pretty full, but you can see, you know, the long shreds of pencil that it's sharpening pretty well. I love it. However, it doesn't work with my squares. I have to use a 2-hole sharpener. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, awesome, Christine. So just as a reminder, we're not going to be live Friday night because it's New Year's Eve, but we'll be live again on Monday, but we should have a Let's Talk episode that comes out this weekend. So we won't be live Friday, but we will have a new Let's Talk episode. This is Petunia Pink out on Saturday, which is going to feature some PDF Etsy stores because we're going to be talking about printers and paper, which you all know this because we've been talking about this whole time. But anyway, my point is, if you have just come in or you're new and you have some favorite Etsy stores, share them in the self-promo channel in Discord, and I'm going to feature some of them in the video, or if you don't have Discord and don't want it, you can also put it in the video comments. That way I can take a look at them and maybe help some people find some new illustrators. So yes, share your faves. Still out for me, I have to buy new ones. Can you replace, on the Tegall, can you replace the blade? I know with Stedler, you have to have Stedler specific blades, but does that one have universal blades? Yeah, I've heard good things about the Coombe sharpener as well. I bought the bullet sharpener at one point, but then when I got it, the package said, hey, this may increase your chance for cancer. And I was like, wait, what? And it's because of, I think it's the, not brass, but there's something that's in the metal that's made. And I was just like, no, thank you. So I think it's sitting somewhere in a drawer somewhere. Yeah, okay, yeah. And it's hard too, because if you don't screw them in like exactly and you get the angle wrong, then it kind of messes up your sharpen as well. You have no idea how to replace Tegall. So if it's anything like these ones. So for instance, if it's a handheld like this, I don't have the Tegall, so I don't know how it comes apart, but most sharpeners, let's get this in focus here, lighten it a little bit. Most sharpeners have their blades in like this, and there's a little screw in the middle. Now the thing that, here, we'll hold this up, that separates this sharpener from others, I apologize for the shaky hands, it is what it is, there we go, is you see how this has like a little divot here? That makes it so you can't put regular replacement blades in it, which kind of sucks. So it's a Stedler specific sharpener, but most blades, if you undo the screw, you can take out the blade and then place in a new one. There we go. I swear it's in focus, it's just printed really light. But again, I don't know if it's the same way for that particular one. But a lot of the handheld ones, that's the basic idea. Because I believe, I think the Arteza one's gonna be mildly, well, no, okay, so it's got the same kind of thing. Oh, hang on. I'm making a mess here. It's the same kind of thing for the screw. Now I'm looking at it now and I'm realizing that it also, come on, get in focus. It also has a little divot in the blade, but I bet you that Arteza, the way that it has its stuff, has replacement blades. So you see there's that screw. So you would take it out and you would just put in a new blade. You can't get to the screw in the Chagall? Oh, okay, yeah, that would be a problem. See, they need to make them universally adjustable, because otherwise it's just wasteful. Yeah, the housing gets in the way? Okay. See, I feel like I need to buy the Chagall now just to check it out. Thank you, Christine. This one was a Christmas present. Oh, help if I probably got that back in focus. It was a Christmas present. So my mother-in-law got me some polish and Steve got me some polish for my stocking. And yeah, so this one's a holographic. This is an ILNP brand one. I don't remember the name of it though. It's over on a shelf over there. All right, let's go ahead and use saffron now. A little bit of yellow. Okay. So let's go ahead and use Larkspur again real quick. Just as the shadow behind the leg. Now for, let's see. Let's go ahead and use the Tickle Pink again. The thing of it is I want to be careful because I don't want this to look too pink. I want it to look more orange. Oh, nice, Christine. I don't have 1,000, but I do have quite the collection here. I've got it on the table over here. This particular one, let's see, the two that I got for Christmas. I have two favorite brands right now. I'll grab my earbuds real quick. Gently, it's a pain in the tush. Oh, okay, good to know. So this one that I'm wearing today, the name of this one is Charmed, which is great. I love the show Charmed. Original Charmed. New Charmed is okay. But that's this one here. And then the other ones I got, and this is why they were saved for Christmas presents, because they're a little bit on the spendier side, but it's by London Town. I really like their nail concealer that they have. So like today I put the kind of light kind of pink tone nail concealer, and then I put the ILNP on top. But yeah, so these ones are Dolly Mix is this one, and Brill Ant. Brill Ant is this one. Literally, it's Brill Ant. Like, okay, that's a name. Right? Original Charmed is epic. I love it. There we go. Right? Steve, you're welcome. Yes, you did a very good job. And I'm also wearing, I won't show you my feet, but take my word for it, I'm wearing Doctor Who socks at the moment that say, I heart the Doctor. Get it? Because the Doctor has two hearts. Okay, so we're gonna do Tickle Pink, but like I said, I don't want it to look too pink, so I'm gonna use it sparingly, and then we'll go over with orange again. Just enough to kind of give it a dark portion. Give it a little bit of depth here. Right? I love Leo. And here's the funny thing is he wasn't actually meant to be a reoccurring character. They kept him in because he just worked so well with the cast and he was popular. They're so great. Steve, they need the link for the Doctor Who socks. I won't look. Yeah, there was, I have a Dalek one and the I Heart the Doctor, and there's TARDIS socks, which I wore yesterday. Tomorrow I will wear the Dalek socks. But I will refrain from showing you my socked feet at the moment, as I'm sure you can all appreciate. Okay, so we're just using a little bit of the Tickle Pink. I'm slowly discovering which pencils I'm going to be using the most of. Right? Sparkle Pop, my stocking, eyeshadow brushes. Oh, awesome. TARDIS Christmas card from one of my friends. Oh, that's great. My big gift from Steve this year was a new vanity table that I've been wanting for a while. We recently moved into this new house and we finally have more space, and I like being able to sit down to do like my hair and makeup and everything, so I've been eyeing this. It's not like a super fancy one. It doesn't have like lights around like the mirror or anything. I just wanted something simple, just a simple table to, you know, keep my makeup and like hair stuff on. So it came with a little bench. So that was my big gift this year. I was very pleased with it. It's my own little space. Okay, now that we have the Tickle Pink down, then we're going to... You literally just typed Doctor Who fuzzy socks into Amazon. Good job, Steve. Coral Pink. Well, they're good. They're not like, they're nice and snug and they're not too loose or anything. And they've got little rubber grippies on the bottom. Because my feet are just like perpetually cold. Like, I don't think my feet actually know how to be warm. And when they are warm, they're just like, oh my God, what is this crazy wizard magic? Like if any of my like fingers or toes are actually warm at any point on their own, like it's crazy. Meanwhile, Steve's like a walking sauna. Like I would love to spend a day as Steve. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like I deal with like anxiety because, you know, as does most of the world, except for Steve, apparently. But like my brain is always going, like there's a woman called Juggling the Jenkins, and she does like these hilarious skits about, you know, if anxiety were a person and like talking to her, and it's hilarious, but immensely relatable. I'm like, oh, he'll be staring off in this distance, and I'll ask Steve, I'd be like, what are you thinking about? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, what do you mean nothing? Like, what is it like in your head? Like, is it actually quiet? Like, it's just, he doesn't stress about things. He's always warm and he rarely gets a headache. Like, that just sounds like friggin' paradise to me. Like, I don't get it. Right, Christine? Did you see her most recent one where she was like stressing out about the kids? Like, oh, well, did you get the kids too many presents? You know, you don't want them to get spoiled. And she's like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll donate some. She's like, oh, yeah, great. And see your kids' disappointed look on their face right now? You're a little hot right now? Of course you are. Exactly, Dee. I'm like, what is that even like? Like, what do you mean you're not thinking of anything? Like, at any point... Like, I'm the kind of person that, like, when I'm buying, you know, when I'm wrapping the kids' presents, like, I make sure that they're equally wrapped, like, dispersed amongst the different prints so that one kid doesn't think I favors the other kid over the other, even though they probably won't, but it's all in my head. Like, I'm the kind of person that counts the presents and is like, okay, they each have such and such number. We're good. And if it's out of balance, I'm like, oh, no, I can't have that. Like, I have to have it even. And, like... I don't know, like, my brain is always going. My brain is never off. And he's just so damn peaceful. Oh, darn, so darn peaceful. Like, I just don't get it. How is that even a thing? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too neurotic for my own good. Oh, Doctor Who, yeah. Love to have a quiet headspace. It's rude not to share. Right? I think all moms do that, right? It's just constant, like always. I mean, I've always overthought things, like all the time, and I've gotten better as I've gotten older, but it just baffles me that it's just so I know, Shannon, I slipped. This is the second time I did that. I had this thought the other day, what you thought I was thinking.
So,
I know, right, Shannon?
so yesterday when I was doing some of my archaeology stuff, and you were
Just kind of staring off into the distance.
Yeah. in my head, I thought, man, Emily probably would really like what's going on in my head right now. Because in my head, literally, I was just going.
Are you serious?
Yep.
You're just like humming ditties in your head, and I'm over here thinking about this existential crisis, and you're like, potatoes, 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 potatoes.
No, words, it was just music.
God, what must it be like in your head?
Quiet.
I know, right, Shannon? Seriously. Right, Alex? Exactly. I had to go out to get another present to make sure it's even. It's a stroke, right? Does Steve fall? He does. He falls asleep like that. He does. Like, it's friggin' instant, and I don't understand. Oh my gosh, that's what gets me. I'm like $140 and $130 for the kid, right? So I have to look at it as like, okay, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars total on Christmas. But the thing of it is one of little Emily's gifts, it was a bunk bed for her dolls. Like, it's like the 18-inch dolls. So it was bigger. It didn't necessarily cost more than little Steve's gifts, but it was bigger. So when you looked at their gifts next to the side, little Steve's are all like medium, and she's like kind of medium, and then this big one. I'm like, well, crap, now I got to get him a big one. Not that they probably think any of that, but it makes me feel better. Yes, exactly. Brian is the same, right? It drives me nuts. I fall asleep straight. Yeah, if I am exhausted, then I can fall asleep. But he just zonks out so hard and so fast, and he just sleeps sound. I don't get it. My brain just goes a million miles a minute, and it's just like, no, you'll fall asleep when you're just so exhausted and stressed from everything that you just pass out. Like, it's cool. It's like, really? All right, Tickle Pink. But she just, like, all of her anxiety videos. Like, if you want to know, every time she posts a new one, I'm like, hey, Steve, you want an insight into my head? And I'll pass him the phone. And I'll be like, watch this. And he finds it hilarious because it helps him to understand, like, what is actually happening inside my head. But yeah, my kids don't notice, but it's exactly. Oh, music on. Okay. I don't know if it's just a guy thing or what, but he's so friggin' chill. Now, don't get me wrong. I am glad that he's not neurotic like me, because I think it's kind of like he's always healthy. So, like, I can count on less than 2 hands how many times in our 10 plus years of being married that he's actually been sick. I'm going to use actually Coral Blush again. He doesn't get sick. And so it's almost like a sense of peace that I have, because I know for the most part he's going to remain healthy. And that a lot of times, when I'm stressing out about things, he's not generally stressed out. And so it's like when he actually is feeling anxious about something, which doesn't happen very often, it's curious, because that's usually when I step up to the plate. So when we were moving down here, most of you know we came from Oregon and we moved to Texas. When we were moving down here, we had the car, we had the truck, and we had a U-Haul on the back of the truck. And actually, he's going to get his booster later today, so he probably will be. But we had the U-Haul and we had the truck. Now, our vehicles are okay. The car was better then than it is now, but the truck's always, been a bit questionable. So when we made the road trip, let's see, let's get Tickle Pink again. When we made the road trip, we had to go over the Siskiyou Mountains. I believe that's in California. And if any of you are familiar with it, you know that, actually, let's get the Blue Mist. The Siskiyous are incredibly steep. Right, Dee? Absolutely. But the Siskiyous are incredibly steep. And so the truck as it is, hasn't ever had air conditioning. And so we've had to, when we made the trip, and believe me, we tried to get it fixed, but it just keeps going out. But anyway, we would drive, we get up super early in the morning, drive while it's dark, and then sleep during the daytime because it was such a long trip because it was the dead of summer. But anyway, we're going up over the Siskiyous, and at some point, when we left, we had like a chain that got loose. We had to pull over. We had to fix that. It was a very eventful trip. But when we were going over the Siskiyous, I forget what it is that blew, but it was it was right before the Siskiyous. Anyway, I'm all over the place. Anyway, the point is we were going along and something got shot. It blew in the engine, and there was like smoke coming out of the engine. And we're like, oh my God. And Steve was just really overwhelmed with what we were supposed to do. So luckily we weren't too far from a town, so we were able to kind of putter and hobble over to the town, and it was a Sunday. So most of the mechanics, right? Seriously, it's purple, but radiator. It was the radiator. That's what it was. So we were able to hobble over to the next town. There was a guy that pulled over on the side of the road and kind of helped us patch things up just so we could get into town. But by the time we got into town, Steve was this was a big trip. We were moving. So we had all of our belongings behind us, and we get into town and we're driving past, and I'm seeing these mechanics go by, and I'm like, Steve, what's going on? Why haven't we stopped at one? And he was because we were in separate vehicles, and he was just feeling so overwhelmed. So anyway, we pulled over. I got on my phone. I found us a mechanic. It was actually a Sears that happened to be open. They didn't overcharge us, and we got it fixed and everything. But he had a little bit of a, kind of a stress, just oh my God, what do we do kind of thing. And then that's kind of when I stepped up. But then later in the trip, it was just hot. It took us 5 days. It was way longer than it was supposed to take us. I'm ready to move on into a new flower. Hang on, before I finish this story, let's grab saffron, mimosa, and orchid white. Anyway, we had made it to Arizona. We were in the middle of the Arizona desert. And so we had the U-Haul, and we had, the truck and the car. By this time, we'd had the radiator fixed and everything. But we're trucking along, and the U-Haul blows a tire. And I'm behind Steve because I have the cats with me in the car. I'm moving hand movements, but you guys can't see them. I don't know what I'm doing. We're using saffron now. So I've got the cats with me in the car because it's air conditioned, and we got to keep the cats cool. But I see the tire blow on the U-Haul, and it's start swaying back and forth, and he didn't notice right away. And so I call him. Thanks, Ronnie. I call him, and I'm like, oh my God, pull over. The U-Haul's going all over the place. So we pull over, middle of the Arizona desert. We're an hour from anywhere. There was a Flying J down the road, which if you don't know, if you're not in the US, the Flying J is a regular truck stop port. There was a Flying J down the road, but I mean, we are on such a busy highway that the semis are just whizzing past. We're parked on the side, but we can feel the wind blowing us as these huge trucks are going by. So it's nerve-wracking being on the side of the road. Anyway, thankfully, let me say, if you ever move, take U-Haul. They had a guy to us within that hour to come and fix the tire because we didn't have it was a full-on blowout. But for us to wait for him, we couldn't sit in the sun anymore because the car was just heating up too much, because when the car was idling, the air conditioner didn't blow as well. So what we had to do is we had to leave the truck and our U-Haul, which had all of our belongings, on the side of the road and drive Steve, what was it? 3-4 miles down the road where we couldn't even see the truck or the U-Haul anymore, and park at this Flying J so we could be in the shade and, get water and stuff while we waited for him. And it was for an hour. And that was my point in the trip where I had my meltdown, because it was just literally, we just left everything we owned on the side of the road unattended for an hour on an incredibly busy highway where, trucks are just whizzing by. Oh, it was just too much. But of course, then he was calm, cool, and collected during the whole thing. So we definitely switch off. So when I'm overwhelmed, he's there. And in the rare occasion that he gets overwhelmed, that's usually when I step up. So, we work well, but for the most part, I'm the one in the relationship that's usually more neurotic and stressing out about things I probably don't need to be stressing out about. Wow. This is the point in the conversation if I was talking to somebody face to face where I go, I'm sorry, I talk a lot, but I'm streaming. So, you know, talking a lot is a good thing, right? Anyway, that was a heck of a trip, man. I do not relish making that kind of trip again. We've decided that if and when we move away from Texas, we will hire a moving company to move our stuff for us, and we will fly to our location. Oh man, yeah, right? Catch my breath now. It was a heck of a trip, man. It was a heck of a trip. Like, it was intense. All right, Orchid White. I can't even imagine if we had made that trip like when we had kids. It was hard enough like having cats, because when they were fixing the radiator in the truck, we actually had to take the cats out and go take them to a park. We had them in their kennel, but you know, everybody got fresh air, but we just hung out at a park for like 4 hours while we waited for everything to get fixed. From Colorado to Oregon. Ooh, I've done that trip. Take a deep breath. It's okay. Really. Are you sure? As you can see, I'm a little traumatized from the event. It may have been like, you know, a decade ago, but still. Remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah, I've done that Colorado to Oregon trip. That's intense. I've done that one a couple times, actually. Let's see. Mimosa. When I finally moved from Colorado to Oregon, I had a little blue truck and I had a dog with me. So, you know, it wasn't totally lonely, but yeah, I've done that one a couple times. Tell your Italy flight story? You mean the one where you got first class every time you fly overseas? I'm not salty. Deep breath, Emily. Never! Oh, you had 2 toddlers. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, Aztec Gold. I know it's after 12. I'm just gonna wrap up these petals here, and then we will call it a day. But yeah, just as a reminder, we're not streaming Friday. Besides, wouldn't you guys like enjoy a more animated, me out of breath story? It's very entertaining. You know, it's kind of like, dang it. I feel like streaming is in a way kind of like marriage, because at some point you guys will have heard all of my stories. Oh, that one. Oh yeah, that one is good. Yeah, at some point you guys will have heard all of my stories. So it's like every time I remember one I haven't told you guys, I've got to, you know, tell it with vigor and animation. I know what you're talking about, Ev. Took a three-week trip from Colorado to Fairbanks, Alaska on the Alcan Highway. Folks still say I should have written a book. It was insanely epic. Ooh, that's a story to hear, Crashes. I moved from Northern California to South Carolina, and it was a trip. Heck yeah, man. That's all the way across the U.S. Yeah, that's impressive. This moving to Texas was the biggest. Well, no, I guess I moved to and from Colorado. I've never really made it past like the mid section of. I mean, I've been to New York, but as far as like moving's concerned, I haven't lived anywhere past like the mid section of the U.S. I enjoy you, Emily, and love your story time. Yay! Yeah, you can still write it, right? All right, Saffron. Okay. Yeah, we will definitely hire someone to do the moving for us next time. Like, nope. It's big negatory, Ghost Rider. Okay, let's see. Orchid White. Okay. Oh, Elizabeth, thank you. We get some hypes in chat for Elizabeth. Exclamation point hype. Thank you. Me 3, love story time. Every now and then I remember one I haven't told you all. So probably when I do the inside, I will add more shadow to the flower, but I'll probably wait to do that. Okay, so what did we get done in our 2 hours? We got half a lily pad. It's like story time at the library, right? Oh my God, Elizabeth, thank you again. Thank you, exclamation point hype. those hype emotes. Thank you. In one way or another, I bet each one of us here can relate to stress in one way or another. That's why we color as a hobby. Exactly, exactly. What's with the makeup brush? So when I have pencil dust, like over here, and it's more prevalent with Prismacolors, if you use your hand, you can smear the pencil dust, and it makes a little bit of a mess. But if you use the brush, then that gets it off. And the wonderful Ev sent me theirs. Kenny sent me one too, but I misplaced it, and I was hoping to find it during the move, but I did not. And so Ev sent me some replacement ones. So this one, and they brush away the pencil dust without smearing it across your paper. Poor naked legs, so pitiful, right? George, I love your stories and Steve's interactions, right? Really, can you just imagine? Like your head just like not doing anything. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway. All right. Well, I think I'm going to leave it here. Just remember, no stream on, oh, Angela, thank you. Exclamation point, hype for Angela. You're so sweet. I appreciate you. Oh, you all are so sweet. You guys spoil me. You're good to me. No stream on Friday because it's New Year's.
Thank you for making me smile.
Everyone have a wonderful New Year's. We'll be live again on Monday. Saturday will be the Let's Talk. I'm going to film it either this afternoon or tomorrow. So if you have any recommendations for Etsy stores, put them in either the Discord or the comments below, and I will look through them, and I will be adding some to the video. So thank you all for being patient at the beginning. I know we were running a little bit late because of computer issues, but we're here. We did it. We were live, and we colored half a lily pad and 3 flowers. So, woo. That's right. Next year. That's right. This year's almost over. It'll be the 3rd when we come back. Oh my gosh. Hey guys. Have a great rest of your year. I'll see you next year. Oh my gosh, that sounds like it's so far away. Oh, I'm so glad, Lily. Yeah, everyone have a happy new year. You know, make those resolutions if you want. Don't make those resolutions if you don't want to, because honestly, I say I make them, but I don't know that I've ever followed through with any resolutions of any kind. All right, everyone. Keep being amazing. Angela, Elizabeth, Evelyn, thank you so much for your super chats. Be familiar. Thank you for your membership. I'm so glad to see you here. And I'll see everyone in the new year. All right? Thanks for being here. Bye.